4, undiluted, unadulterated. It's probably replicated, but still not yet duplicated. It's only on the Liberty TV radio. I seriously love listening to it. Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Taiwo, and you are listening to Al-Ittihad TV radio. Stay tuned. Al-Ittihad TV radio. Redefine broadcasting. Listen. You are listening to Al-Ittihad TV radio. Al-Ittihad TV radio. We dare to lead.
All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Al-Ittihad TV radio. As I drive around the cities across Nigeria, especially in Lagos, one constant features that I see is the act of people getting into road rage whenever there is a little, coming together of cars, whether you call it accident or colliding or brushing, there is always, people coming close to blows and people asking that insidious and very, very childish question, do you know who I am? And then making that statement that is not necessary, I will deal with you. There is too much repeat of that prayer can see you. Never said it. All right. So there is too much repeat of it, and I thought I should just brush off on it before I go. The reason why you have an insurance policy, whether it's a comprehensive insurance or third party, whatever the insurance you have, the reason you have an insurance policy is for moments like that. So I do not understand why an accident would happen. You call it an accident already, or somebody will hit your car. Let's even put it that way, the way you people like to express it. It's also a fact that nobody leaves their house and say, I want to go and hit somebody on the road. So you're in a hurry, you have somewhere you're going. Everybody in Lagos is in a hurry, but we are all broke. Okay? I don't know when in the hurry they go. Lagos traffic will make people feel like they're hardworking in Lagos. But not they hardworking. You guys are just bloody useless. Yes, I said it. You guys are bloody useless. You have insurance, I have insurance. If we hit each other, nobody hits me, it's not my but I see it happen all the time. Just exchange insurance papers, exchange each phone numbers, take each other's document, and then let insurance, the money you pay, let insurance take over. People, Papa, I'm gonna stop to the fight for road. It's embarrassing. It's ludicrous to say the least. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. And please, you people should grow up and stop setting bad examples for people. I hate to see that. And then it not cause unnecessary traffic. You get there, so two people just jam each other. Or the women folks. Listen, after you take that your husband big car or jeep or whatever, where you don't feel, you don't know how much you take back, and you come on the road and then something happen, you not block the whole road. Honey, they've hit the car, park for roadside, call your insurance company. That's not the time to call honey. What do honey want to do? Make you enter traffic, come follow the person fight. Call your insurance company. That's the reason you have an insurance. I don't understand how you can use 60, 70, 40, 20, 10 million, 5 million to buy a car, and you can use 5% of that money to do comprehensive insurance so that your car, when this type of thing happen, that's the what's it called now? That's the leverage you have to fix your car and when something happens. This is just something I thought public service announcement that I thought I should bring up on the show today. It's Tuesday, and Tuesdays we have Emmanuel Sebastian. We're still praying to him. We're still, pouring libation, doing all the. He's requested for an eagle that is a virgin, so that we can use as a sacrifice to make sure it gives us more than one day. But before we find that virgin eagle, let's enjoy the Tuesday edition with Emmanuel Sebastian in the studio. Across the table here is Emmanuel Sebastian, that fine boy that looks like splits one way like a musician, another way like a footballer, but he's a media personality. Good morning to have you, Emmanuel Sebastian. How are you doing?
All right, good morning to you. Another beautiful Tuesday. Good morning to everyone who's tuned in, wherever, via Instagram, on the YouTube, and via the URL, via the app. Let's enjoy the show today, and hopefully it's going to be a long ride.
Yeah, it definitely will be a long ride. And stories. Okay, so this time it is my turn to lament. 2 weeks ago, you were the one lamenting. Even this weekend, you were actually lamenting, but thank God to Darwin Nunez. We're not going to play your voice today.
Nunez.
Okay. Thanks to Darwin Nunez. We hope that he's consistent. But there's the talk of Mo Salah going to Saudi Arabia and even Joe Gomez going to Saudi Arabia. But is the Saudi Arabians having a beef against Liverpool? Like they really want to embarrass your club? Or is it that they offered him a job and he turned them down and they're trying to really mess him up? I don't understand. But again, Liverpool are spot for choice in attack. They might not have it all in midfield and in defense, but I think they have a team good enough to make it into the top four at the end of the season. I won't put them among the title contenders, but the major team that I've already picked to win the title, Arsenal coach have decided to be an idiot. That's the word. No, he's decided to be an idiot. And this is not me speaking as a fan, but that's just the truth. They say in football,
So you think he's doing too much?
It's being an idiot. They're doing too much is you being polite. Let's call it what Arteta is being an idiot right now. Look at it from this angle. Emily Rose Smith, I don't want to know what anybody says. He's a better player than Kai Havertz. He goes and come back. All of those things about arriving at the box. He has a better goal record than Kai Havertz, for crying out loud sake. Why did you spend 65 million on Kai Havertz? Okay, let's even say you've already made the mistake. The mistake is done. This guy is not playing well. Put him on the bench and bring in Emily Rose Smith to play. Now Chelsea wants to sign him. The same Chelsea you went to go get this Kai Havertz wants to sign. Are crazy about signing him. First off, he's a more creative player. He's better on the ball. He plays a better 1-2, link up with Odegaard and whoever is up front. He plays a better link up with Martinelli. He plays a better link up with and good exchange. I've seen Kai Havertz in 3 games. He does not exchange position. He stays on that place like I don't want to use the word.
What do you think he's good at, Kai Havertz?
He's good at nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's good at. Kai Havertz is good at nothing.
We know it's not what
Kai Havertz is good at nothing. He did not work. He did not work at Chelsea. He won them champions. He does not. It's not good at anything. It's not good at anything. He's done. He fall into this category of them. Moise Kean, Morata, Joe Felix. All those players we just woke up and found out that they are professional footballers, but they have no value. Absolutely no value. And then Arteta comes up. You had a system that worked last season. Like it really worked. Arsenal, every game Arsenal play, you know that this team is going to score. You know that it's difficult to score against them. Then what are you trying to fix the system for? A system that is working. I've never seen Pep Guardiola have been playing a particular style since Barcelona to Bayern. He tweaks it a bit, but the core of that system is there. Right now, there is not a football analyst, a football coach who can point and tell you, if I ask you, what's the system that Arsenal play right now?
It's been confusing, actually.
Do you have an idea of the system they play?
This weekend, really, made me realize that, okay, what's going on? Seeing Partey at right back, seeing when you have the regular left back on the bench, so many tweaks. Actually,
what is Gabriel Magalhaes doing on the bench?
And this is a guy who had a decent run last season.
Your third best player from last season. He's not injured. He's not sick.
But what's wrong with experimenting?
Are you just waking up, deciding to destroy your dressing room? Like, I don't understand. Or are you holding him responsible for the loss of the title? Because that's what I'm beginning to think. Like, okay, he's holding this guy responsible for the loss of the title. It's even not making Saliba, they call him Rose Dress, I don't know why. Mm-hmm. It's not making Saliba look bad. Because Saliba is playing, you've played with a pair that worked. And then all of a sudden, the coach is making you play with different people. Today, you're playing with Kivior. Tomorrow, you don't even know who your pair is because the system just changed on you. The system is designed to sabotage the team. You start with a back four. Before you turn, your next person that is playing with you is no longer there. You now realize that you're covering center back and covering right full back sometimes, or you're covering center back and left full back. Football not be like that now. Not be Ateta no one in not go invent football where we don't know. All of us love football. We know that the best way to win a football match, the best way to get a team going is doing the simple things very, very well. The basic things, doing them very well. It's like me trying to talk on the back of this microphone. Yeah, people will hear me, but the noise, the sound will be very, very distorted. And that's exactly what Ateta is doing. But let's move away from Ateta and his stupidity that would ruin. No, that's true. It's a stupid behavior that, see, there are certain stubbornness that works. As Wenger showed a stupid stubbornness that killed the team. People say that it's because of small boys. No, as Wenger's stupidity and stubbornness made Arsenal not to win maybe 2 or 3 titles. The season Eduardo got injured, Arsenal should have won that league title. And it has nothing to do with the injury, but they'll make excuse for it. Then there are 4 couple of other seasons that happened in, let's play the Wenger way. The Wenger way was not working. And Arsenal lost titles. Right? And then they come with the excuse they're building a stadium. Arsenal is the first club that built a stadium, and for that you shouldn't win titles. Having said that, let's move on. Let's talk about Mo Salah. I see your pain and your frustration, but let's be very honest. You get £350,000 a week, meaning that you plus or minus going to be paying in between 16 to 20 million if you add extra bonuses, goal bonuses, and the rest. Qualification for different competition into the mix in one season. Now you have a chance to make over 100 million for a player that is 30, 31 and take him off your wage bill. To be very honest, Liverpool have all the strikers that can make them go anywhere they want to go. Last season they had Mo Salah, nothing happened. Mo Salah have given you Champions League titles, giving you World Club Cup Championship, European Super Cup, 1 Premier League title. Do you really think that there is still more gas in the tank? Is he Maverick, Top Gun, Tom Cruise that will come back for an encore and deliver another title? Or you should let him go now and enjoy the benefit of knowing that you have this money? What would you, from a business perspective, take away your heart of a fan and talk to me as a business person?
I mean, Mo Salah, credit to him, Liverpool legend, good enough, one of the best players in Liverpool's history.
Yeah.
Probably Premier League as well. With his goal record and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the best. You're looking at this guy.
I was trying to be sure I heard well. Yeah, but I agree. I put him in the Premier League legend.
But I mean, like you said, last season was a torrid season for everybody. Even though he was, he still scored some couple of goals, but he was way below the Mo Salah standards that we know. But talking about Mo Salah and the whole Saudi Arabia thing, to be honest, like I said, it's just the time for me. It's just the time. I mean, it's fantastic. How many
if Mo Salah leaves, do you really need a replacement? You have Darwin, Nunez, you have Diogo Jota, you have what's the other guy? Luis Diaz, who's right now. Luis Diaz for me is a perfect fit to go to that Mo Salah side. In my opinion, I might be wrong. And you also have one other player, Diogo Jota, Darwin Nunez, Luis Diaz. There's still one, Odegaard, who's full of runnings, who could also fit into that position. Do you really need to sign? Because when you talk about the timing, it's like, oh, you will not see a perfect replacement. Liverpool have the most strikers in the Premier League today, the most forward players in the Premier League, up to the point where some players might be surplus to requirement. So letting Mo Salah go, well, Liverpool have had strikers. So Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Stan Collymore, Jesus Christ, Fernando Torres, Luis Suarez. No, Sturridge is not striker. Leave that idiot. I didn't call him. Shut up your mouth.
No.
Shut up your mouth. Shut. How many goals does he have? Which one be did well?
His partnership with Suarez.
Shut up.
Injuries and everything.
Get out. Storage. Which one be storage?
Not the Chelsea story, Joe.
Not any of the storage is not storage. Storage for facilities. Storage facilities. Get out of the and of course we're talking strikers. You see the names like Cole and Roach.
Yeah, I get it.
Joe Johnson and Winger. And Roach, son of God, Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, who again I forget now. And Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres, El Nuno. You call better than you don't cause storage. What's this? What's the problem now? You want to spoil the show now?
He had a short stint, so with the injuries and all that was what I was looking at.
No, sir, now Gloria.
But talking about Salah's replacement, yes, those guys can play there. I'm looking at it from.
You're just hanging on. You're just hanging on to this guy.
I know it's not a. I just want a left-footed right winger for that balance. I know right-footers.
Normally, not be right-footed players they play that side because when I don't get Mo Salah now, you just believe that should not repeat itself. What did they would do now, self?
Look at it from how that.
So you're looking for a right winger that will be scoring 30 goals?
No. I'm not.
So
what's replace the goal?
So what's in the left foot? What's the left foot?
What's to cut in, and I just need that balance. That's just what I need, and that's what. When I say in the squad, these players are there that can play.
You're a Malu.
It's just that balance.
You're a big Malu.
And trust me, if they get that money for Salah, they will go and bring someone. They can't just look at it from the squad and say these guys can. Yes, those guys are feeling it, but they'll get someone.
They will make mistake. They will sign player that is useless.
That can't fit in, and or players that might not just get it running this season, that might take time.
Because the truth is the market will not determine that, Liverpool have over 100 million. Any player you go for, they will demand for big money. The wise way, if I was in the team, the wise way I'll do it is I'm not signing anybody. I might wait for January and go and get another type of good guy. But right now, if I get that money, I'm not signing anybody. I'm just going to sit back and say, you know what? Okay, so what up? Let's play with these guys that we have. Guys, I trust you. I believe in you. Yeah, Mo Salah have done is great. It's time for you to now ink your name in the history of this club. Let's make it. First off, the expectations for Liverpool this season is so good. Just make top four. You don't have to win FA Cup, win League Cup, win anything. Just make top four. So I don't think that there's so much demand. If Mo Salah don't go, please don't go. Stop playing Casey and Sunshine here. If Mo Salah, yes, you have done your best. Although we've come to the end of the road. Bye-bye.
Like I said,
let them go.
Like you're talking about the financial aspect. I mean, massive, huge profit for Liverpool. Over 100 for a 30-year-old.
Plenty of money for Mo Salah too.
As well, plenty of money for Salah as well. And the Saudi window doesn't end this Friday like the regular.
On the 16th of.
So there's still time for them to push. Like I told you, if he wants it, no need to hold him back. Just allow him go if he wants to move. Something is telling me that there's still a twist in this Mo Salah thing that you might just see something, from elsewhere. I hope he stays. The club wouldn't want to release him, if you ask me. Klopp was spoken to about it as well. Though things can change, money can change.
Absolutely.
So I don't. Whenever a manager comes out and says no, you're not for sale, we're not looking at it. I don't really pay so much attention to that. We still have a few days in transfer window, so a lot can change. But if you ask me, the money, huge profit for Liverpool, huge profit for Salah and everyone.
Overall in the EPL this window, who's done one signing that is the worst signing? That shouldn't have been done. Overall,
I'm trying to figure out what sign is done.
Are you really thinking? You shouldn't think. It's all up in everybody's face. Worst signing so far? A player that will not come good. This guy Harvard, nigga. What's the problem? You don't need a sport to write your name in the answer sheet. It's Kai Havertz. It will not come good. Kai Havertz will not come good. There is nothing. It will never come good.
I forgot the name.
I don't understand.
I forgot the name.
Every other signing is needed. Listen, Arsenal should have signed Yuri Tillemans. They did. They should have signed Madison. They didn't. They should have signed Fofana. They didn't. They went to sign the worst player of his generation. Come on. God forbid.
You really don't see anything good that he brings to Arsenal.
Okay. Let's say I am evil. I am Cruella David. What is good about him? Please tell me. No, he's good. This is not comedy show. It's not funny.
Let's move on.
No. Let's stop at this traffic light. Tell me, what is good about Kai Havertz?
You get evil eyes now. So I have to say you don't see how you saw something with your evil eyes and all that. But I feel.
Let's take it to the audience. My people, I beg, I might be wrong. I might be temperamental. I might be, like people say, my standards are too high. Let me bring the standard to you. Because make una lower the standard, the man you don't get anything.
This is one thing we tell our players to fix a permanent position that they want to play. When you feel you can play false nine, you can play this role, it becomes a problem.
When I keep saying that thing, you people said
it's one issue you can have as well.
I keep saying it, you people said I'm too harsh. Any player that plays multiple positions is a useless footballer. He not sabi play. But when I say, no, he's a utility player. Which wing be utility? Utility na bill. Utility bill. If you open bank account, you say bring your utility bill. Then utility is not for football. It's not a position in football. I know striking position, midfield position, defense, goalkeeping. There is no utility position in football. Once a player say, I am a utility player, just know that you're signing sheets. And this shit's not even good one. And shit where I said, not be manual, you don't feel plant anything. It's useless every time. The only player that has done utility and done it well, Gabalawa. But let's be very honest, when he was playing, we didn't like him. That's a fact. Nobody liked him when he was playing. It's just, let's give him another quarter. Finish. Having said that, there is not a player in this transfer window that have been signed that is worse than Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz does not even give you the sign that, okay, you know, in the course of 90 minutes, a bad player, as bad as Nicolas Pepe, in the course of 90 minutes, he'll give you some flashes, some beautiful moments like, wow, if this guy can just do this thing consistently. So it's lacking. Kai Havertz not get that one. Let's move. You should take over. I don't want to do the show again. Take over the show.
All right. Moving on. Welcome once again, everyone. It's a special Tuesday edition of the Sport Buffet, and what we do is dissect various talking points that went down in the last couple of days.
Somebody say Kai Havertz is good at leaving Chelsea. Eze Patrick say Michael Carrick and Jasmina did. Michael Carrick was not a utility player. He was a midfielder. QED. He ends there. It was not it was never a first nine. It was never a winger. It was a midfielder, a ball playing midfielder. Finish. Don't bring Michael Carrick. I'm not sure you watch this. At that time, you see small. You wear diapers.
All right. Moving on the show. Let's start it on home front now. Let's talk about our African teams on the continent. We were here last week on the show. We were analyzing the first leg results.
We're hopeful. Yeah, we didn't know that. We didn't know that Enyimba and Remo Stars would go and behave like I have.
We're hopeful, from that first leg result. I mean, Enyimba,
Momo team.
We went to
Kanowakwa self-join. Make a post on Instagram. You went to go and tag the wrong handle. Chairman of club. When I say all these ex-international, I mean, they give their job. They say I hate them. Kanowakwa, chairman of club. Don't know the Instagram handle of the club where the chairman of.
It was just terrible for our team. Really sad one. Remo Stars, you playing at home, you had a 1-goal deficit, you leveled it, scored 1-1 near full time. They had a goal that was disallowed, there was a bit of controversy there. But on the penalties, they lost on penalties. Anybody went away, he scored 3 goals away from home, back in Aba, he couldn't score one, ended 0-0. They went out. Out of the CAF Champions League, that's all for Imba and Remo Stars. Bendel Insurance, the only team that progressed.
We still have Rivers United now.
Yeah, we still have. I'm talking about the fixtures that we played.
Yeah.
So Bendel Insurance away from home, lost 1-0, level of aggregate.
They go still lose that. Bendel, I'm not wishing them bad, but they go still lose that.
But looking at
this fight between Obaseki and what's it called, Shoaibu Phillips. It got affect Bendel Insurance just like
apart from the fight, they come in the next preliminary round. So
final bus stop.
Looking at the whole result,
that's where they will get.
How do you? Where would you say went wrong?
It's pretty much Enyimba's exit was expected. Let's be very honest. You don't see it was expected. I told you this backstage that this ANC that they just removed the way they did. It go come back to bite them. Football. There is the football and then there is the politics. It's not football not be hello my country people. That's a forget all those talk. You see when you see Frank Lampard is a Chelsea legend, a legend of the club. Like as a football player, he's untouched. It's like untouched. The chips on his shoulder should stay permanently like a 5-star general. When he became a coach, nobody see those chips. Nobody saw those chips coming. And Kanowakwa coming into Enyimba. People still banking up. The last time Kanowakwa played football, people still they see him as a football player. They're not those shits, those days. That's when they play Mugu football. I can't play football. Nobody's want to see that one as a chairman of a club. As a chairman of a club, he's making the steps he's taking is already wrong. Okay, but let's see what he needs to prove me wrong. I'm a jury on this.
So far, basically everything is done. People are giving him credit for this stake deal, but I feel it's something that's been
stake deal. I've been years now. Kanowakwa is taking credit for something we not to make it go.
But I see people giving me credit. Kanowakwa at work, this and that. So
that's how ignorant. This is again goes to buttress my point. I don't listen to Nigerian sports fans. They don't know anything. Stake deal have been on 2 years ago, not be today. What you think it's easy? That's what they negotiate. Those jerseys were already stamped on stake long before Kanwako even come. Those jerseys were ready. They were trying to tie up another deal with Puma. That's why they delayed it. They're trying to tie up a deal with Puma. If you notice, there's a Puma jersey that came out that was put online with stake on it. I don't know if I can find it. I'll show it to you. There's a Puma jersey with stake on it. That's the deal that IRC was trying to get because the money was going to be big, for them. And then for them to go and play the CAF Super Cup competition. But unfortunately, I don't know what's happening. I think that decision alone is coming back to bite them. They can still, realign themselves, readjust. But Finidi George, this is one I will put on Finidi George's table. Finidi George, it's sad that I'm attacking him, but I've got to. Finidi George have created a team that cannot stay without conceding. They always concede, and that plenty goals they considered away was a problem. Again, they struggle to score goals consistently. So Enyimba can play one game and score 5 goals, and then the next 2 games they are struggling for just 1 goal. So that has also come out to haunt them. And then the team is actually in disarray. You come in, the first thing you did is for everybody to reapply. I don't understand. That decision, people are pretending, like they say the excuse they give is Abia State have a lot of ghost workers. How many staff does Enyimba have? Enyimba have, no matter how they plan to reach, you not reach 200 people. So Enyimba's office is at the stadium, the Aba Stadium. If you tell 200 people, you do not know the people that are your staff and the ones that are not your staff. That statement alone was very, very unsettling. And then players not even knowing what they want. Noble left. Noble went to Tanzania. And a few other players also left. The highest goal scorer last season, Obioma left. And we don't know the replacement for this player. So there's always going to be that missing link in the team. And everybody not really sure because it doesn't feel like everybody's moving in the same direction. Kanwako is when your chairman is the star of the dish, there's a problem. His entrance and exit is louder than the entrance of the players. And this is a guy who played in Europe, with large experiences. And I've not seen any club chairman in Europe coming in and there's this type of entourage walking in this. There is a back door to go to the VIP seat. All those walking around with that thing he used to do at AFCON that is very annoying. You ask yourself, which other player they do? Which other player they do this nonsense? You don't grow now. You come out for. See, Kanwako is still attached to being a football player. He has not separated himself from that. And this is not hatred, but this is the reality because if any other club is doing it, let's say this is Dominic Ayofa doing it, we will talk. Dominic Ayofa is also an ex-football player. Let's say this is Mike Idoko doing this thing, we'll go talk. So when Kanwako do one, let's not pretend like, why are you talking like that? No, we see what Ezeaku is doing with Rangers. There's nobody that's criticizing it because this is how you take over a team and you change the face of the team. There's a reason why you are brought into the team to come and turn the team into a competitive team, to come and turn the team into a team that people will love. I don't think people are loving Enyimba right now. I don't think that this opponent that they play, Libya Benghazi of Al-Ali Benghazi of Libya, is such a big team that Enyimba could not run over. But guess what? The house was divided against itself. Everybody is just they're like rats that see cats. Everybody's scared. So that unity of purpose, that's focus, it's not there. And the results just falling apart, the centers cannot hold. That's exactly what we're saying. Can they bounce back and refocus themselves and use the league to atone for whatever happened? It's up to them. But I'm saying the sense is not sensing right now. The maths is not mathing right now for Kanwako. When it turns around and it begins to do well, we will be like them that dreamed. We will begin to praise it. But right now, the math is not mathing. The sense is not sensing.
One thing that stood out for me from this CAF Champions League games was, the turnout in the stadiums. The fans came out. I don't know if tickets were sold. I think I saw Remo Stars advertising tickets, for the Ikene game. Massive sellouts in the stadium. I didn't see anything about tickets anywhere, but I heard somebody told me that tickets were sold. But another thing to consider is how to maintain this, moving forward because of the league, bringing fans to the stadium and all that. Vendor insurance in their game, I think it was thrown open. I think I saw 100 jerseys for the first 100 people in the stadium. So many incentives and all that. So another thing is how to make this consistent, how to keep the fans, because the results at the end of the day, was a sad one for the fans as well because they would want to come through the stadium and see their team win. So how do you think we can, build on this, this fans gathering in the stadium and moving on for the league season to go on?
One of the things we don't give the Nigerian football fans for
because we should sell tickets.
One of the things we don't give the Nigerian football fans for is that Nigerian fans have reached a stage. Nigerian fans standard is up here in terms of followership of football. The years of following European football have created a standard. And if we can sustain good quality structure in a team, we will get everything that we need. The fans will pay. I didn't like the fact that Bendel Insurance, they put buses on the street everywhere for people to come in for free. I felt bad about it because it didn't make sense to me. I produced 2 games last season in the league in Benin, and to me, to the best of my knowledge, I felt like, okay, it is time. You're bringing continental game, you can't make money from it. What really are you doing? What are you really doing? Your sponsorship deal with Sterling Bank is 150 million. That doesn't even cover one trip for your continental game. You should be able to make, even if it is 2 million naira. Yeah, it might be small, but let's have the record that you made. Again, it goes back to the fear. They're not going to pay. See, I believe that once you serve a premium dish, people will pay. We've gone to Mama Booker to buy food, 500, 2,000 naira, everybody double a food. Or Yakoyo, 10,000 naira, this whole office, we don't buy food. But we've also gone to Cross and Cream, 3-4 people sit down for table. The bill came at 280,000 naira. We don't pay, we pay. It was, if you serve a premium, people will come. The people who will buy it will come.
It reminds me of the email I got from Sporting Lagos. I signed up to one of their newsletter about their membership and fan premium tickets, fan membership, and the cost just flashed into my head. I think it was over 400k for the premium, but it comes with other incentive and all that. So when he said the fear of people will pay, something like that, it came across my mind.
Bendel Insurance sold over 10,000. Let me not be too exaggerative now. Over 5,000 jerseys last season, and each one cost 20,000 naira, right? And if that's all you have, I think that some point in this thing is our football is still not thinking, let's use data to our advantage. If I am going to sell jersey, that thing that they do in the stadium where hand sell, I will do it. I will make sure that everybody that buys my jersey, when God is good motors came. And back in the day, if you want to travel, you go to Ojota. At Ojota, somebody there, hey, worry, you go. That time, those were the days of Osimhen motors, all those, funny motors, Uyi. And you go to the park, you enter all those calls. Now, when God is good came, okay, when I got for it first came, I got for it, you go to the park, you queue up, you fill the form, you write your manifest, right? People were complaining, but we got used to it. When God is good came, they went a step further, like, oh, we can have people queuing up, doing all this one. You want to enter our bus, book your seat from your house. Book it online, we will send you the way you book your flight. Did we adjust or we did not adjust? We adjusted without being told. I mean, in the last 3 weeks, people have come to this house and gone. All their tickets we booked from the house. I do the booking, and they go. The ones that went to Benin went. The one that went to Warri went. The one that went to Port Harcourt. The point here is, when you're serving premium, be focused with it. Arrow your mind and say, this is how it's going to work. I've said it before now. We can create a system where you rake up membership, they get a card, a card like your ATM card, right? And once they come to the stadium, it's just to put a device. Remember when toll gates came, people said it's not going to work. They now put something you can scan, put on your card. What's it called? Cashless payment, toll free. No, there's a word they use for it where you just put that thing on your car. It was on my car. You just drive. All you do is just upload your card the way you recharge your phone, and everything is fine. So these are things, innovations that we can do, and it doesn't cost much. It's not a big problem. Something we can do, but we still struggle. Like, we're still in the caveman days. We still do things like very primitive people. I don't understand. Enyimba should be making money from the stadium, and it has nothing to do with throwing gates open. Redesign your stadium, the access. If you want to use 200 naira to pay, you know what gate to enter. It also saves you this one where everybody, like you go to Nico, everybody wants to enter the VIP. You know, say na 200 naira, you pay buy ticket. You want to enter where people pay 5,000 they enter. How does Sporting Lagos do it? That people are willing to pay 5,000. People are willing to pay that 400,000 that you talk about that they sent you. People pay it without thinking. Sporting Lagos. First off, let's not deceive ourselves. Sporting Lagos, there is not one person in this town that can name 5 Sporting Lagos players. Have you thought about that for a minute? This Sporting Lagos, everybody is going crazy. There is not one person in football today, even sport journalists, even like hardcore football journalists that can name 5 Sporting Lagos players. That's how good their salesmanship is. Their marketing team know what to do. Normally you follow football because of the players, the quality of the players, the name of the players, you know them and all that. But people buy, that after Bendel Insurance, Sporting Lagos is the second highest selling club in terms of jerseys in this country, because they hatch the plan and stuck to it. So it will work if you do it.
But they say the fan club is free. I have to go and check the email again. Fan club is free. Premium membership 85k. VIP membership 450k. And
people, the funny thing, if you go for their match, you see people in that VIP membership, meaning that people are paying, right? It's not the brothers of Shola, it's not just the friends of Shola. People who feel, you know what, I should be on this level. I should be having that barbecue. I should be having that wine, that champagne when we're playing matches. And I should be in this circle because there is business transaction going on. If a team that was barely formed 14, 15, 16 months ago, that doesn't have a tradition, doesn't have a history, doesn't have anything, can achieve that. Enyimba 2-time Champions League, 9 times league title winner, 7 times FA Cup winners. What else? The thing, it beats me when I think about it. This is not when you observe decorum. That's not decorum here. Something should stop. Something should just stop absolutely. The Bendel Insurance, a traditional club, 3 times Waffle Cup winner, the FA Cup winner. What the Bendel Insurance never do? Don't win league title, provide players for national team. They gather people for Benin, enter bus, can go watch match for free.
Just to add to that, Bendel Insurance, like I said, you'll be facing RS Bekane in the next round. Then Rivers United will be facing a 12 Filante of Burkina Faso, also in the preliminary rounds of the CAF Confederations Cup. So you don't mistake that. CAF Confederations Cup. Remo Stars bow out in Kenya. Enyimba also bow out of the CAF Champions League. We have a question from Femi. He said, Ross, a little better. I feel Enyimba should be going straight into the group stages of the CAF Champions League due to virtue of them winning the league. I'm having issues with the qualification process for a league winner. So he's talking about.
So it's about coefficiency. The winner of the league in Scotland does not go straight to the group stage of the Champions, the UEFA Champions League. Yeah. The winner of the league in certain countries, your coefficiency rating have dropped over the years. Before, we used to have 2 teams straight into the group stage. We used to have 1 team. We kept losing. There was a time where you have Enyimba, the Canopilas, Heartland in the semi-finals of the Champions League. You have Dolphins also there. You have all these teams. But now we no longer have that. We don't even get to the group stage. You know how long Nigerian team have not played in the group stage of the Champions League? Every year we don't play, we drop in our ranking. And in that club football ranking, we have dropped to the point where we no longer qualify to go straight. There are clubs that are going straight now. Just the same way in the Confederations Cup, if you look, Rivers United was drawn by, right? Because of how far they went last season. If we have teams that all of a sudden starts going that far, like the new rule in England now, where the new rule in UEFA, 5 teams from England might qualify for the Champions League maybe next 2 seasons, or next season. The way this season ended, where an English team won the Conference Cup, the Champions League, if it had happened next season with the new rule, and let's say the winner of the Champions League is from England, but it didn't make the top 4. 5 teams will represent England. Yeah. So there is a way it will happen. 7 teams could represent England in the Champions League. So it is about coefficiency and rating. There's nothing anybody can. It's not just winning the league. Winning the league qualifies you for the Champions League, but at the same time, it now comes to your coefficiency rating. That coefficiency rating is what now determines whether you go straight to the group stage or our Keno Bembe and our Keno go straight. That's what it be.
You went on a say, but will Enyimba now drop to the Confederations Cup or they are out of CAF club competition?
I think you should be able to answer that one.
they should drop to the Confederations Cup.
Yeah, obviously.
They just go out from the Champions League and just go out of CAF competition state at the bottom. I'm not too sure.
We'll wait to see. I'm not too sure whether the dropout is from the next round. There is this round. And then there is a next round. So I was thinking if you drop out from the next round, that's when you go to the Confederations Cup. But if you drop out from the first round like this, I think you're out of the competition. I'll check anyway. I don't have absolute fact on that one.
All right. Still on the MPFL issue, and you touched briefly on Amobi Isako. Now he was appointed as the GMC of Rangers International.
Yeah.
quite a number of people were happy with it. Young man,
Yeah.
Had his FIFA Masters recently, has certificate in club management and all that. So, I mean, how does this excite you? Is this something you would want to see other clubs do? Getting young bloods into these positions in some particular FIFA clubs.
I'm not a fan of young blood. I'm a fan of expertise. Okay, let me give you a very good example. Some time ago, some from Delta State government, they approached me to come do a job with the government, Okowa's government. And I told Sam Soja, I told him and the few guys, I'm not qualified for this job. If you put me there, I'll just take money, collect money, waste time, because I don't have the competence to do it. It's not about young boys, it's about competence. First off, Amobi Ezeaku was there when they won the league in 2016. He was also there when coach Benga Gobote won the FA Cup. That magical finals where they had to come back from 3 goals down to win the FA Cup. He's got experience, but he's a brilliant lawyer. But it didn't end there. He took it a step further, went to go do his FIFA Master. I'm not saying that once you do your FIFA Master, then you are good. That's not what it means. But I would not sit here and negate the role of education. Education makes a murky water clearer. It makes a bad road open. Okay, it opens door, it gives you access, it opens your mind. There is a part of your brain that opens with education. So having all those knowledge and are coming. First off, Rangers were one of the poorest clubs last season. They didn't play at home. They have financial issues. They struggle. They still not fix their home stadium. So Amobi coming in does not mean the rod of Moses will part the Red Sea, manna will fall from heaven. They need to give him the financial backing that he needs, and he needs to put a consistent structure in place so that the club can build on whatever knowledge and expertise is good. But I think that so far, with the little resources available to him, he's trying. I mean, they don't have a website, the structure. The thing about putting competent people in place is you start noticing the change in structure. Incompetent people try to do rabble-rousing, and that's what Kanuwako is doing. The people think I don't like Kanuwako. I love the guy. It's one of my all-time favorite Nigerian football player. But listen,
these are the
people that are spoiling Nigeria. And the people be these. When we were attacking Frank Lampard, as a club legend for Chelsea, a Premier League legend, did anybody say we should take it easy? When he reached Nigeria, they say take him easy for what? Enyimba is the biggest club in the west coast of Africa. Enyimba is the biggest club in the west coast of Africa, and you put it in the hand of an ignorant person who does not know what he's doing. Rangers have not played a single game, but you can see the sign of the changes, the transformation that is going on. The move on the chessboard tells you this guy is going to checkmate some things. Can you speak the same thing of Enyimba and Kanuwako? No. So we would continue to use him as an example of something that is failing because he's not doing things right. Leave all those people on social media that his wife, Amara, and the rest of them are rallying around to hail him on Instagram. Who want to be Instagram the plan? When you do all those things for Instagram finish and get the result on the field, let your move, let your actions show that, okay, this guy is a departure from the past. You don't feel a shoe like IRC so easily. I'm not mulling over this. The removal. IRC is due to go, but do it the right way. And when you bring somebody that is a lot more competent than IRC. You can't take one IRC, you bring in and you can't bring an investor come around the club. If this is Enyimba, this is not FC Taravana. Come on, let's be serious. Let's be serious here now. You don't go to the Premier League and you can bring in some Nick and Pope to come around Manchester City or Manchester United or Arsenal or Liverpool or probably Chelsea, and then you think everybody will sit back and look you. Do you know how high Frank Lampard was? When the result was not going, did anybody concern themselves about the result? His footballing career as a player, nobody concerned themselves. They told him straight away, he says that, okay, you know, Sabi, you be dead man on arrival. And twice, he was given a chance twice. He failed. Right now, you should go and be doing podcasts with some small boys in England because that's what they know how to do. So the same thing with Kanuwako. If Kanuwako is failing, we're going to call him out. There's no such thing as take him easy, because if Kanuwako is doing well, we will be on this show now, hailing him, praising him. Yeah. So there's no take it easy. When we start praising him, nobody's going to tell us to take it easy. If he's doing bad, he's doing bad. That's just the truth. And currently, he started badly already. From that time, that letter came out that said people should reapply. Kanuwako has started on a bad note, and this is the domino effect. If again, it doesn't mean he cannot salvage it. He can. Until he salvage it, he should take the lashes.
All right. For those of you listening, in case you don't know, the NPFL draws will go down today in Abuja. As time progresses, you get to see the fixtures and how the season is going to go down. Remember, it's a regular season, a 20-team regular season.
Yeah,
where we have
380 games.
80 games in total. And I mean, these games, you can watch them, you can see them. Professional Sport Africa is doing a lot of things. So this is just me recapping. For those of you who have been asking when is the league going to start, we have a new date, September. I don't know if that date still stands, but September 8th. That's the weekend where the MPFL is going to resume. We'll keep our fingers crossed for that one and wait to see how it draws is going to pan out today. So yes, we wish all the team all the best. The teams left in the CAF competitions, Vendor Insurance, the Rivers United. We hope they progress and make it into the group stage. Let's move away now from the MPFL. Let's go to the Super Eagles now. There's a lot of rumors have been flying around lately. I mean,
God, Nigeria,
a lot of rumors that we don't have a coach. So we've not heard anything from him if his contract has been extended. There are rumors flying around that Evavon might take over with Finidi George, stuff like that.
Oh God!
Also hear rumors that Finidi wants to leave his role and focus on Imba, this and that. So many things flying around.
Has Finidi not left that role before?
I don't know. I mean,
the last time we played,
it's part of the Super setup.
No, but last time we played, there was a communication that they cannot pay, the NFF cannot pay them, and they were relieved.
Just for that game, because
for that game.
Just for that game. So they had to cut some people, for that game and all that. So we don't know. A lot of things are going on. I don't know if you've heard anything from your end.
I've not heard anything. I'm not. Don't put me in a position that I do not belong. Why are you asking me if I've heard anything? Like, I'm a staff of the NFF, right? I get it.
That response was quick.
Oh no, man, I ain't gonna kill her. You want to set me up?
But it's so funny. But looking at the whole situation, I mean, it's a dead rubber game, Sao Tome in Uyo. Yes, in Uyo. Another game for, a victory for whichever team set up. We should be winning that game. Now, how do you approach this game from who are you going to call up? I mean, these are games, for example, let me say Osimhen, for example. It's a game for him to start back, to come and score more goals, add to your goals for the national team. It's a competitive game, it's an official game. But how do you approach this game? Are you going to call up the regular players, or are you going to use this opportunity and call some, MPFL players? What's the approach for this game, and what's your take on the whole distraction in the managerial situation?
Let's not forget that there's the audience that are following it. There's serious audience participation on the show today. So let's take. Yeah. I can't take every comment, but I'll take some here. Patrick Iromo now. I know I pronounce that well. He said ex-international doesn't equal to competence in coaching or management. Secondly, Nigerians too like mediocrity. I wonder why we are configured that way. And then he went on to say this. He said the worst part about mediocres is that them no sabi and them no go even allow people with sabi help them. Pride and mediocrity na deadly combination, and are waiting the key Nigeria be that. I agree with you 100%. No, it's true. When somebody puts something intelligent, Olufemi Adebola, the word investor it's not an insult. I don't understand. It's in my language. That's not no language there. If what's it called? If Tommy Smith use it, it's okay. If Peter Drury use it, it's okay. But if you have to use it, it's not okay. I don't understand. It's in an English word. What's it defined for dictionary? It's in the English word, and it's a word that is meant to be used. When you tip the scale, when you take the names one I called you not pass out. Was it not allowed? See, I don't understand. Let's come back to the Super Eagles. I think that some things that we do here are so abnormal and abysmal in the way we do it that you almost defy the odds of trying to figure out the words to describe it. We have a coach that have a contract that runs for a certain term. If you're not going to renew that contract, 6 months to the time, you already know. I'm living in a house. I don't want to renew my rent. 6 months to the expiration of my rent, I should be looking for another house, right? And then the grace of the law gives me 3 to 6 months to stay without paying my rent. If I want to move, I must pay those rent. That's 6 months that I stay. But 6 months to the expiration, I should start looking for my rent so that I don't renew and stay more. You can't hold somebody's property. Now you have a coach that his contract runs out, and you're trying to. I don't know. Are we criminal by nature? Like what we're trying to do now is we not going to renew a contract, but we also no go give a chance to coach another game so that we no go owe our money. So everybody just stay on their own. If the man now come, I know the trick that they're doing. If the man comes for the game, they will say he's desperate, he's useless. Sabi, get work, get work anyway. That's why we not invite him. You don't need to invite your coach. He's got a contract. If you're not speaking, it means he should stay. This is a point where silence is not the golden for. It's not the what's that? Silence is golden. It's not golden in this one. You have to be proactive. You have to decide and say, this is where we stand with you. If you don't say anything, you're telling the man to continue. So I hear this talk of Iguavon, Finidi George, and the rest will take over that game. That's the weekend that the league is resuming. Mm-hmm. So if Finidi George, that his team just lost out on the continent, will now proudly Buga go coach national team when the league they're supposed to go on. You can't live for Yemen. By the time you come back, if I'm kind of you're fired. Go back like in the words of the natural. You are fired. I don't care what that means. You will be party from IAS. You are fired straight up. Now, having said that, you do that. What if Pesero comes? What do? You would deny him entry into Nigeria. You would say he shouldn't come, and you're still owing him 7 months because after the 14 months you're owing him, you paid 7 months. You're still owing him 7 months. For as long as you never pay that money, the man he goes see the value to come here because he get the legitimate reason to come collect to come demand for money and get the job done. He's qualified for the Nations Cup. You've not officially fired him. You've not officially relieved him. Again, if he takes you to court, he goes so clean you, take you to the cleaners. You fire one coach before you bring another. His contract expires. Yes. Are you in negotiation with him? What is the position right now? Those are the things we need to look at. Nigerians are in a hurry to say, what's the next set of coaches? That's not the conversation. The conversation is, what is the conversation we're having with? Because again, I hear from people that I'm in the marketing committee of the NFF. NFF have not called me. So I don't even have anything to do. Like I tell people, when people come and tell me about it, I say, I don't know. I'm not aware. I didn't receive any official letter from the NFF. They didn't have the courtesy of calling me to say, okay, guy, we have put you in a marketing committee. I only had a conversation that, we're planning to have you in our committee. Are you open for it? And I said, let me see the details, the terms of reference, what I need to do. If it is something I have capacity to do, I say yes. If it's something I don't have capacity to do, I don't need to jump into anything. First off, it doesn't give me any access to anything. It's not like they pay you. So it's not one thing you go there and they say they pay you. I will still pay enter stadium. I will see. And if I want to enter stadium, I will enter stadium with my ID card as a press person, not as a member of the NFF marketing committee. So that's something you need to, clearly spell out. Coach, we don't go fee pay you again due to financial issues and all of the things that is going on. Our floating naira, the flood that came has floated our naira away. We cannot afford you again. We would have really loved to work with you, but unfortunately, look at the way it is. Almost all our sponsors have left us. We look forward to maybe there's a possibility in the future we'd love to work with you, but we can't right now because we cannot afford to pay $70,000 every month at this exchange rate. That puts you a good light. Again, you're trying to market these things. You're trying to put a picture there, and then you're creating negative air. You did one, we're gonna throw. You've not fixed it. You're not creating another one. Who won't go market you? Who will the idiot you won't give a target to? Where won't go market you? It's not going to work. If some things are not right, they are not right. We made a mistake with Gonotro firing. Eventually, Nigerians, because I not joined them, make that mistake. I sat down here across with you. I kept telling you that we go fail with this one. If we fire him, see here, this Pesero that was saying is not good. Fire him, bring in this set of charlatans that we want to put together. We're not going to qualify for the next World Cup. Even with Pesero, we go hard. Just fire him, it just makes it easy. Ghana with Comoros beat Ghana with that weak Ghana where if I select 11 staff for this company will go beat, make us not qualify for Qatar. We want to repeat the same cycle. Okay now.
Talking about the game, how do you approach the game?
It's a friendly. It's a friendly game. Even if I want to, so
it's a qualifier.
No, it's not a qualifier anymore. We've already qualified. So it's called dead rubber. Dead rubber game is a friendly game. It's a friendly game, and we're playing against a team that will beat 10-0 before.
Away from home.
There are only two things. Here. If Osimhen is still in the running for the highest goal scorer in the qualifiers, and it means something to him, I might say let's bring him in. But for economic reasons, the FA doesn't have money, so I would say select an all-star team from the MPFL and get them to play that game. It's an old game. What's the big deal? Why spend? If you bring in the foreign-based players, the international players, you would you will gross between 150 to 250 million. If you use domestic players, you will spend less than 100 million. What will you do if you are a businessman?
Domestic players.
So because it doesn't matter, even if let's Cape Verde come here and beat us. What's that? Sao Tome and Principe come here and beat us. It doesn't change anything. We don't already qualify. It's not a big deal. Start preparing. Save the small money you have for the camping, pre-tournament camping, and all that, and then go sort out your coaching problem. And for me, I will keep Pesero. I don't think Pesero is a problem. There is not a coach. If you bring a Guavo is not going to work magic. If you need a judge, the magic is not done with him, but it's what you're going to do with Super Eagles. You're not close. You should be close enough. I've dragged you close to the Super Eagles enough, and you play. Even if you play football, you know when you look at the Super Eagles. Forget say some of them go best for you, and you're always trying to be a nice guy. Let's be honest there. You have seen the Super Eagles closely. Does a thing inside of you not tell you that is this what being a professional footballer is? Be honest.
No, true.
So I don't understand. You know, most of the fans when they talk, they don't see the Super Eagles prepare for matches. They don't see them and say, "Oh, if I want to professionals they behave, if not I need professional they behave, better stop to play football." Exactly. You understand? We they close. So let's tell the people the truth about them. Individually, some players, I still say it, I would see hold on to my gun. I only want good player there for Super Eagles. Another one just joined the night. His name is Boniface. I never even invite him. The other players have no business playing in the Super Eagles. Up to you. Waste, useless charlatans in that team. So it might be the way they look the Super Eagles, when they carry them like saying them like, I mean shit. Remo Stars better pass Super Eagles. Forget say they're not qualified against Bedema. Bunch of useless players who they carry their forehead like saying that the coach is bad. There is no coach that have come to the Super Eagles, even if we have no bad. We just don't have good players.
Which will lead me to my next talking point. I mean, you talk about if somebody does even ask a question, like I would like to hear your thoughts on Victor Boniface's performance so far for Bayer Leverkusen. So let me they've had a bright start to the season. Xabi Alonso has done a good job. 3 wins from 3, and Boniface, just came in this last transfer window. His first full season has also scored a couple of goals. But I don't know if you've watched him extensively. What can you say about Boniface and his style of play, his performance, and what he brings different? We have a lot of strikers, a lot. So that's one position we are stuck off from. But does he stand out for you in his style of play? We have Osimhen, no doubt. We have so many of them. Awoniyi is doing so well. But what does Boniface bring?
I think Boniface kind of like.
Because if they don't call him up, I think a lot of people it would be shocking for a lot of people. If he doesn't get capped in this international break. I don't know if you're going to play 1 game or 2 games, but some people are playing friendly games added to qualifiers. Well.
Okay. So, I'm not sure we have a friendly. I'm not sure.
So, but
I would ask Dayo, and Dayo should be the one to give me the full details of probably Baba Femiraji, but I'm not sure yet.
I haven't seen anywhere too.
There is no information. If we're playing the friendly match, the information should be had. But hey, Nigeria, we do last minute thing.
So Boniface, Victor, things already prepared their list.
Victor Boniface is absolutely not a bad player. So let's remove the bad side from him. He's an athletic player. He's a player that can play you both route 1 and a man who hang on the shoulders of the last man, like kind of a faster version of Tolu Arokodare, a player with a bit more instinct. So there's a touch of Victor Osimhen in him. There's a touch of Terry Murphy and Desas all put in one. It's not slow like Paulo Nuachu. Would it fit into the Super Eagles team? Yes, but you see, one of the things I always talk about strikers is the supply line determine a lot about a striker. I kind of agree that in the Super Eagles, Victor Osimhen have defied our odds because we still have very terrible supply line, but he scores goals like 1 in every 2 games. But if you're blooding in new players into the team, you need to work on the supply line. This is not going to be the first time that strikers are coming into the Super Eagles and they're not doing well. Richard Orobokiri was scoring 30 goals in Boavista and coming to the Super Eagles couldn't play. Michael Biko was scoring 15, 20 goals in Feyenoord, coming to the Super Eagles couldn't play. Peter Eche was scoring goals like goals were going out of fashion. They brought him to play. He was scoring in Sweden. They brought him to play for the Super Eagles. He couldn't play. So we've seen players like that, okay, come into the Super Eagles and not get it right. And because the Super Eagles is a very, very unforgiving team, They don't give you the time to like, okay, correct your mistake. And oh, this is what everybody's saying. And you know the way we go from shifting from the good that you do in your club to maybe your mistake at the national team. There are certain players that are just not good because they played consistently and they do the same thing. They don't try to improve it. But then there are certain players that when you give them a chance and probably they don't click, I would suggest you give them some more time. And in this case of Victor Boniface, I think it needs time to blood in into the team. Unfortunately, the worst period of new player going into a team is when the team is in this type of crisis. You don't know who's going to be your coach. A coach, if I'm Victor Boniface, let me be very honest with you. If I'm Victor Boniface, they call me right now, I will say no. I'm not going to turn. I won't turn down the invitation rudely. I will say, guys, I am so excited that you've invited me, but I'm still struggling to fit into my new club. Just give me time, and then I'll come. I don't think this Super Eagles is in sinking sand. It's hard for anybody to come fit in. Name the last five players that were invited into the Super Eagles and got better. Emmanuel Dennis was doing well, invited into the Super Eagles, his career on almost kick bucket. Manuka Okoye was a rising star, came into the Super Eagles, his career is toast. Kevin Bassey was the doyen of football in Scotland. In Scotland. Since he came into the Super Eagles, his career is nowhere to be found. Allah, was playing well, and then he came into the Super Eagles, his career is nowhere to be found. Super Eagles now be like the devil's house. So you've got to be. Paul Anuachu was scoring goals like goals were going out of fashion. He came into the Super Eagles, he ended up with a relegated team. So we've got to be very, very careful. This is career decision. This is something that might make or mar you. I would turn down the Super Eagles invite right now. Super Eagles is poison chalice as far as I'm concerned. But how many people will be bold enough to do that? But I'll turn down the Super Eagles invitation right now. It's not worth going. It's not a place worth going. First of all, the players will play against themselves. The players hate themselves. They don't like each other. Okay, they just come in there and pretend like they don't like each other. There is too many camp. The Super Eagles is more divided than our political circle. So it's not enticing. There's nothing so attractive about the Super Eagles. And for those people who grew up seeing the Super Eagles as the holy grail, they will hate me for saying this, but the difference between me and you is that I'm embedded in this team. I'm embedded in this team. I know this team like the back of my hand. The team that I've known the most is this Super Eagles, like the back of my palm. This team is shit. Let's call it spade a spade. Coming in to play in this team, if Victor Boniface is coming, who are the midfielders that will give it more?
The basic question that we have a lot of strikers, but no midfielders that we can look up to.
Who are the defenders that will really defend for us? When we use Pharaoh, let my people go play against Guinea. We play against who did we go and play against in Liberia? Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Brother, see.
Just to put this in perspective, Boniface 3 goals, 3 games, 1 assist, all competitions this season. Osimhen has scored 3 goals from 2 games. The brace in his first game, scored a goal this past weekend. Gift Orban is there. Everybody's waiting for that call up. It's been, 6 goals from 7 games so far this season. There's a young chap in France as well who's doing so well. Akko Adams, 3 goals from 3 games as well.
Akko time never reach.
Yeah.
Akko time never reach.
I agree. Then, of course, there's Taiwo, Awoniyi. Let's talk about Awoniyi and Osimhen. Now they achieved something really, really special this past weekend. Awoniyi has proven to be a big game player for Nottingham Forest since going to England. He scored at Stamford Bridge, scored at Selhurst Park, scored at the Emirates, scored at Old Trafford. Big games.
Scored against Liverpool.
At home as well. It's just sad that most of these games, a few of them, they go on not winning these games as well. People are beginning to question: Is he bigger than Nottingham Forest? What he's done. Is Awoniyi bigger than Nottingham Forest? Should I say he's
9 goals and 7?
He's repaid, the money they spent for him so far. He's scored crucial goals. And he's been doing so well. 7 straight games, consecutive games. He scored the first Nottingham Forest player to achieve that feat. He joins the likes of Mo Salah, Adebayo. He becomes the 3rd African player to also achieve that feat as well. He can go on to do 8 games in the next game. I think they play Chelsea next. He can go on as well, to add to that and make, to continue the streak and all that. Massive achievement. How does this make you feel? Like the question I put out, is he now bigger than Nottingham Forest as well? Is this somebody that, a big call up can just come and snap, and all that?
He's definitely not going to move this window. I hate to, because when I say that today, it's going to come back to bite me maybe next year, next season, 2 years from now. I've always hated to use the word a player is bigger than a club. No matter how big a player is not bigger than a football club. This is a club that employs you, that gives you a job right now. I don't think you're bigger than it. The club provides you the opportunity to be that. I think I'm going to angle the conversation in a reverse. I'm not going to do reverse engineering in this conversation. Taiwo Awoniyi have defied the odds that puts him in. So let's start with Liverpool. Signed for Liverpool, got to a point where it was a special talent, but they couldn't get paperwork because the Home Office refused to agree that this boy is a special talent. He went to Germany and say, you know what, instead of me staying here, and from the story, the club actually told him, you have to leave. It's not going to work. Let's not keep deceiving you. We see you in training, we know you're good, and we don't want to do you like the Olayinas of this world who kept going on loan, or Kenneth Omiro kept going on loan. You're young. Go to a place where you know this is my home. You're not playing, and next season you're not sure, and then start from there. This England, you can still come back. It's your dream. Okay, there are reasons why you want to come here. This is where the media is. This is where the hype is. This is, you would also love your children to go to school here and all that. I understand that. So he went to Germany. He proved himself. He showed who he is. He's a boxman. He's a consistent goal scorer. I saw Taiwo Awoniyi for the very first time. People don't remember this, in Copa Coca-Cola. Remember, I was the voice of Copa Coca-Cola, the commentator. And it was a tiny little kid. Then he went to the under 17, still tiny. How that boy, alongside Victor, have grown to become this monster tells a whole lot about the fact that one, they were genuinely young players, and the nutrition, the training, they've put in the shift, and they become this monster. And the way he plays, he's a gazelle, he's athletic, he's forceful, he's arrival. There's still a lot of his game to improve. Last time I spoke to him, it wasn't an interview, it was just a private conversation. And he said, listen, Ross, when I first came in here, this is how we're playing. It wasn't working. And then the coach said, I'm burning too much energy. And I remember telling him before, I said, "Guy, you're burning too much energy. Strikers don't run." We're in the same WhatsApp group, and I tell you this, strikers don't run. So when I see people say that Messi is trekking on the field, you're not Sabi ball. If you're Sabi ball, you don't say strikers need to run. The thing is, Thierry Henry spoil everybody's mind. People like Thierry Henry, people like Didier Drogba, who walk like a beast, spoil everybody's mind. Real strikers don't run. Go look people like them, Andy Cole, them Dwight York, them Filippo Inzaghi, Salvatore Toto Schillaci, Christian Vieri. These guys, they run. They just know where the ball they come. All them, Jürgen Klinsmann, Olivier Bierhoff, Marco Van Basten, they are not known for their athleticism. They are known for their goal scoring ability. They put the ball in the net. Now, Thierry Henry and I come turn to El Shaddai. He go run. He go weekly. Haaland does not run, but he puts the ball in the net. So I remember telling the guy, in this football field, you see that box, you get places where ball they always drop. If person they run for right hand side, say no matter what you do, not be your teammate, you train with them. You know how you cross the ball, how you cut back. Just go stand for there. Go wait. The ball will come with you. The same way if you come from inside, just go there, go wait. Either you wait first pole, middle pole, or last pole. You understand because you understand your teammate. And his game has improved. Same with Victor Osimhen as well. I think he would move from Nottingham Forest. The prayer is for Nottingham Forest not to go on relegation. I think the game against Manchester United, they were robbed. Nobody's going to convince me otherwise. Everybody can say anything they want to say that they were robbed in that game. And a time is going to come where it will score enough goals that will force people to say, you know what, this is one of the worst teams in the league that he's playing for. We're talking about Nottingham Forest in the Premier League this season because of Taiwo Awoniyi. He didn't score those last run of goals that he scored. That's nothing. But I'm wondering, that relegation dog fight where they became very solid at the back, it was hard to score against them. They need to put that shift in now from the start of the season to the end of the season to stay in the Premier League. But if he keeps scoring at this rate, there's no way anybody. He scored 9 in 7 consecutive Premier League games from the back end of last season to this time, and you think nobody's going to look at him? People would definitely look at him. When in January, people want to reinforce again, it's going to be a battle between Ivan Toney, Oli Watkins, if he doesn't move this window, and then Taiwo Awoniyi definitely will be in the conversation. I like the way he's going about his job, getting his job done, no fusses, no noise, no hassle about it. Just get the job done and go. I'm happy he's playing in the Premier League, because with the Premier League, one of the things that is good with Premier League as a striker, you don't need too much of a media team to do anything for you if you're scoring. And so a caveat, I said as a striker, It's different from when you are Wilfred Ndidi. You need your media team to do something for you to highlight the many stops that you've made, because that's why he's still not available in the market. He might end up playing the championship. So for him, if he keeps scoring the goals like this, there's either a top team in the Premier League, people like Aston Villa, people like Tottenham Hotspur, Harry Kane is gone now, people like Arsenal even, that will say, okay, you know what, we need this guy in our team. And I mean, Taiwo, when he has it is right now, between 50 and 65 million or 70 million, you will get him comfortably in your team, put him on a good salary. And if he's happy, it's like Yakub. Taiwo is another Yakuba Ayoni. Just feed him, he will score. And he's played for a team that does not even supply, a team that doesn't have the supply line. His midfield is NEPA. He's suffering because his midfield in the national team and his midfield at Nottingham Forest are the same at NEPA. Just when you think that they don't bring light,
he just pulls some good crosses.
So if he goes to teams that the supply line is good, it's consistent, then he will score, because he can score with the head, can score with his feet. It's good. His timing is fantastic. He's not the guy who always going to outside position, and then he can press very hard. He's mastered the act of pressing. He can press very hard. He can force the opposition to make mistake. I think it's but that word bigger than Nottingham Forest are 2-time Champions League now.
Yeah. But you get the angle I was coming from.
I know.
Maybe the bigger thing, I shouldn't have used it that way. But I mean, Osimhen as well, 100th career goal this past weekend.
Yeah,
Another massive feat. Just to break it down, I mean, he didn't score at Wolfsburg, 16 games, no goals. Then he went to Charleroi at 6 games, 20 goals. Then he went to Lille, 38 games, 18 goals. Maybe at 38 goals. Now he's in Napoli, 103 games, 62 goals, making it 100th club career goals for Victor Osimhen. I mean, another huge feat achieved. Hey, where can he go from here?
I just,
three goals into the season on 2.
I hardly can fault Victor Osimhen. I just know that there is still 1 or 2 things that can improve in his game. I can't fault him. Victor Osimhen is that one player that the Galaxies have aligned for. Everything seems to go well. But my greatest shock is the fact that this transfer window will end on Friday and Victor Osimhen is still going to be wearing the blues of Napoli. Like, I didn't see that coming. Like, this window, Bayern Munich was signing. We've always struggled to get Harry Kane. I saw Bayern fighting for Osimhen, but that didn't happen. And the fact that Mbappe didn't move also closed the door for Napoli. For Paris Saint-Germain, I thought that if Mbappe had moved, they definitely would have gone for him. He's the ready-made replacement for Kylian Mbappe. But having said that, Manchester United doesn't have the money, Arsenal doesn't have the money, Spurs cannot. When Spurs make money, traditionally they don't spend that whole money. They spend a half of it and keep the rest. They like their money in the bank. So we all know that Spurs will not add another 50 million to the Kane money and go and use it to buy Osimhen. So, and I don't even want him to go to Spurs because it means that he will never win anything in his career anymore. So I know that people will say, but he went to Napoli that's not winning and he helped them to win. He might do the same thing for Spurs. Spurs is shit. Napoli is not shit. The two different clubs. Okay, so if he stays this season, there is nothing to talk about Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen is as good as they come. If you're talking about top 5 best strikers in the world currently, after you mentioned Mbappe, you mentioned Haaland first, Mbappe follows. Probably we'll still bring in Granddaddy, Lewandowski. We're not going to go to Saudi Arabia now and bring in Karim Benzema and the rest of them. And let's leave Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. They are retired. Let's not bring them into the conversation. Then Osimhen is going to be in the top 5. So it's not easy. You know how many people that play football? There are 205 countries in the world, and everywhere you go, there's football. There's a football player playing there. Let's say even out of the 205 countries, let's just say one striker coming from every country. That's 205, and you put Osimhen in the top 5 bracket. That's incredibly massive. Okay, so I mean, I'm excited about him. I think there are still better days ahead. There are still more goals to come from him. We just owe him a prayer to say, God, make him not to get injured. We don't need any long-term injury, any career-threatening injury. He's had enough injury in his career. Let's see him start playing football without getting injured.
All right. Finally, on the show, let's make this quick. I mean, this is a crucial week for transfers, deadline week. And we have some couple of Nigerian players who are looking out for a move as well.
Kelechi Iheanacho,
recently.
Wilfred Ndidi.
Yeah, Wilfred Ndidi. I mean, those are the top ones. Emmanuel Dennis as well. So many clubs have been in the last few days for Iheanacho. I saw Crystal Palace.
Wolves.
Yeah, would that be good move
for
Iheanacho?
40 million? Would Wolves pay 40 million plus 100?
Maybe they get money for Nunez from Manchester City. What they really they can just go. But I wouldn't want him to go to Wolves. But those are the clubs that we see at the moment. For Wilfred Ndidi, we also hear Nottingham Forest. I saw a tweet from
Don't go, please.
When I said that tweet from Fabrizio, I just remember you and say
relegation.
we won't go build another quarter for Nottingham Forest. We have online out there as well. We have,
But Ola, has started very well.
Yeah, it started well.
They're not winning, but I like the way he plays. Yeah. And
he's been playing as a left fullback.
He practically shot at Bukayo Saka until he did a good job on him. He did a good job. And Kevin Bassett did a good job again on Bukayo Saka until he got red carded. It was a silly red card.
Yeah. So those are the three names we are looking forward to ahead of the line. Immonedes as well here at Atalanta in the picture. Shout out to Okoye. What the call player has gone to Udinese in case you don't know yet.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to build his career back on track there. But these three players ahead of deadline, what are you seeing for this player?
Okay, so as much as I think Kelechi Iheanacho is a bit lazy, nobody in this world can argue against his talent. So his talent is good enough to be in the Premier League. But to move from Leicester to Wolves looks like the team that will go on relegation this season. But there are other contenders for relegation, so Wolves might survive not on the strength of the skin of their teeth, but the strength, the poorness of teams like Luton Town. If Nottingham Forest is not careful, they might get sucked into that one. But with the kind of strike force they have, I think they will survive. Everton does look to me like they would go on relegation because they can't score to save their life, and they also can't defend to save anybody. There is Sheffield United, who does, they played well against Man City, but it does look like the Premier League will overwhelm them. And then there's also Burnley with Vincent Kompany. He's not come to realize that you can do all those things in the Championship, but when you come to the Premier League, it's a different dance floor, and you just might have overused your dance step in the Championship. But we'll see if you can turn this around. So there are quite a lot of things that can go down. I wouldn't want Wilfred Ndidi to go to Nottingham Forest, not because I don't like Wilfred Ndidi, but if they are going to sign him there, then can Iman and Dennis go somewhere else? But you will still have about 3 Nigerian players there. That worries me.
For Ndidi, I don't know if you saw it on Twitter. There was a hashtag that was trending Ndidi to Bayern. We hear Bayern. Bayern have been going.
Bayern are looking for some players that I don't understand.
In the picture, but we don't know how concrete it was. But that hashtag started trending. Maybe it's some influencers trying to push it and all that. It was happening and all that.
I can't wait.
I saw it. I saw it
last night.
They're trying to build on that.
I think they're doing it late. Wilfred Ndidi is a good player. He's a talented player, but he's got injury worries. Kelechi Iheanacho has the most educated left foot out of Africa currently. I'm not adding Abedi-Pele era, Awoniyi era, but his left foot is fantastic.
Shout out to Maresca, though. 4 games in the Championship.
Yeah.
4 wins from 4. Top of the Championship, they might just
good. So again, there is why not stay with Leicester and promote with them?
They have a contract until 2024.
But what if they miss out on promotion? That's another thing again. But if they stay with Leicester and they gain promotion, they might have just cemented their legacy at the club as club legends. That's something to look out for. But because we want to see our players, we're going to the Nations Cup in January. Yeah. We want to be picking players that are playing for the top clubs, not players that are playing in Championship that will guess about their performance. I don't know really. I can't pick, but it's sad to see that Wilfred Ndidi. Oh God, I love him. I've not been able to tie down a contract with a top club, even if it is not in England. But it does feel to me like Wilfred Ndidi wants to stay in England. There's just this thing in me that feels like maybe for paperwork, for family sake, for settlement and all that, he wants to stay in England and he doesn't want to move. I really don't know, but it's hard.
All right, it's a crucial week. Like I said, expect the unexpected. Deadline day approaching. Expect
Friday. On Friday, I'm just going to be me, my data, and my screen and my computer. On Friday.
Yeah. Somebody's asking about Yureku. Come on, he's going to Saudi Arabia. Fire in Saudi Arabia. I just saw a question now. So we have a couple of them as well who went there to get the money.
Why is it that when people go to Saudi Arabia, say they went to secure the bag?
Secure the bag.
So if you play in Europe, you're not secure bag.
Bag be pass. You get bag, maybe pass some bag.
Na canopy, they go secure so. Hot air balloon.
All right, guys, it's a wrap on the show today. Trust it was fun. Stick around as always. The Niger Players GPS show coming up next.
All right.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga. What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Mr. Jax. This is your boy, Baby Bash.
And this is Justin Bieber. What's up, y'all? It's Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, what's up? This is 50 Cent. Yo, this is your boy Flo Rida. Believe that. Yo, the deal is John.